Sup everyone, welcome back to another video. Yes, I am back for those who don't know. For now, I'll be talking about this in my New Year live stream. I think I'm gonna do it on the 1st or the 2nd, or maybe the 3rd. One of these days I'm gonna be doing it. I'll give you guys a heads up before I do. But first, we gotta talk about the new characters coming next patch. XianYun, which is, I believe, the Cloud Retainer. I thought it was Madam Ping, but no, Madam Ping is the one that was playing the musical instrument. So not Madam Ping, should be the Cloud Retainer. And then we have this character called Gaming, which the second I see a Pyro character nowadays, I just don't get too excited for it anymore. We've been disappointed by Pyro characters way too many times, and we'll talk about Gaming a little later because, yeah, like, more relevant as we probably get into Natlin. But when it comes to XianYun, I've heard from sources, which I will not name because I don't want to get them in trouble, that this character is quite interesting. Being an Anemo character, a lot of people usually would gravitate towards, oh, either a new hyper Anemo DPS or it's gonna be a support Anemo character. But in most cases, we always have to look at what we are lacking the most, right? What are we lacking right now in the sense that Anemo could provide for the game? Is there some sort of hole that you can plug in apart from the void that's in my heart? Or are we just simply looking at a different way to play an amazing looking character? Sources have said that this character has something, yes, something to do with plunge attacks, which everybody's first knee-jerk reaction is going to be Zhao. Oh my god, Zhao, which was my first reaction too, until a theory crafter which recently got in contact with me told me that there is a lot more potential to XianYun than just plunging for Zhao, right? We got to think about this for more characters, but at the same time, if you're thinking about plunging, the first guy that comes to mind is always going to be Zhao, followed by maybe someone like Kazuha, or in some cases even Hu Tao. But at the end of the day, right now we can't get into too many specifics about this character. I do think that it's time for us to move away from this Anemo being either a Viridescent bot or just a hyper carry. I really don't think this is the right way to go for both. I mean, this problem exists for Geo as well. It's just Anemo has one extra use out of it apart from just being good at dealing damage or having hot hyper carry units. While Viridescence is an amazing tool in the game for us to get more damage out of our elemental characters, I don't think that 3+ years into the game, we're still looking at something that has been released with the game back in patch 1.0. I just don't think that is a good and smart way to develop the game at this point. If rumors are true and XianYun is going to be somewhat of a plunge attack specialist or a plunge attack buffer or plunge attack enabler of some degree, she could potentially open up new interesting ways to play some older characters, especially ones that have elemental infused attack, because then, yeah, maybe we can involve Swirl for different interesting playstyles. Now, am I ruling her out of a potential hyper DPS role? No, she could also just slot in as another Anemo DPS, which synergizes great with some other Anemo characters, and also could work very well with Fadozan, which Fadozan seems right now to be the key to all mono Anemo teams. Although it would be very badass to see XianYun be a part of, I really wish that she would do something else for the game. Moving on to Gaming. How do I even talk about this character, right? Like, Pyro characters have just been such a huge letdown. We can tell HoYoverse is constantly scared of making Pyro characters too useful, so what they end up doing is undertune all of these characters and heavily restrict how they interact with other characters in the game. Powerful reactions such as Vaporize, Melt pretty much are impossible to make work with modern Pyro characters. Burning is pretty much non-existent, and sometimes I really ask myself, like, just what is it that HoYoverse is so scared of? This is the question I always go back to with every Pyro character that they release. Like, what are you so scared of? You're releasing broken ass characters almost every single year, yet not one of them can be Pyro. Yeah, at the same time, some of the most broken characters in the game are still pyro since patch 1.0. I mean, look at Bennett, still super busted character. Look at Xiangling, look, she's doing more damage than some 5 stars are when she's placed in optimal teams to perform. However, with gaming, the saving grace, like the one ray of hope, is the fact that we are very close to Natlin. Just like a lot of other characters that were released, subpar at the time, they do end up becoming better with time, ages fairly well, if they're released in a time that could give them a reasonable buffer phase to a new relevant meta. Meaning that if gaming gets dropped next patch, we're probably going to be waiting for like, what, 4 or 5 patches for Natlin to roll around, and looking at maybe 7 patches, right? Someone correct me if I'm wrong, before potentially the Pyro Archon drops to save his ass and to save hopefully some other Pyro character's ass. But hey, maybe this is just my copium speaking. There's also a possibility that gaming might end up being a good or decent character, but honestly, what the hell is he gonna do? This 4-star looking ass character being released in the Hydro region, what on earth could this guy do? If I'm being 100% honest with you guys, I'll be happy if you can somehow use him in a burning team, or he's going to lead the charge in exploring other burning options or ways to play burning more efficiently. I do think that after a year of introducing the Dendro region and the element, it's such a shame that we still don't have super strong and reliable burning team comps to play. At this point in the game, we just gotta face it. Genshin Impact is not about who can deal the most damage. It's a game about exploring different unique playstyles, playing around with reactions, seeing what works, what not. While burning does exist as a reasonable choice in some unique scenarios, who am I kidding? It is almost never preferred to play burning over any other reactions, but it is in the game. And because it is in the game and it was introduced with such a major region introduction being Sumeru and Dendro, I really hope that in the near future, we're going to be able to get our hands on some characters that can really make this aspect of the game shine. I'm playing Genshin nowadays for the variety. I just want to see what else I can really do with all these characters, mishmashing everything together, but with ICD restrictions, character unique abilities, as well as abysmal scaling and design characters, it really makes it tough to enjoy some aspects of the game. You can totally tell that Hoyoverse is playing favorites with not only characters, regions, but as well as elements, and to a certain degree even weapon types, but we'll save that for another video. I honestly am not too excited for gaming, and whoever is excited, I commend you guys for the optimism. But until Natlin rolls around, all Pyro characters are essentially running around with lead balls chained to their feet. But that's just what I think. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and until the next one, urge you to stay safe. Peace, peace. Bye bye.